Alrighty, so we're going to be using the cables today, or my resistance bands, because I'm going to show you guys, oh, there I am, the, basically like what I consider like my entire exercise knowledge turned into a workout. So if you have bands at home that you can anchor, great. If you're at the gym, you just need to have the option to have a high anchor and a low anchor. The movement is going to be the same, but the application of tension is going to be different. So this could be either my starting point or my ending point, depending upon my anchor. Since I'm starting high, I'm going to grab high and I'm going to pull down across my chest so I get the work in the pec going. When I have it low, the anchor starts low and I come up high, so it's going to be more of a back dominant movement. So I would hesitate to say that you could do this with the dumbbell, because the dumbbell only pulls down versus where I want that line of pull for this movement. So I'm going to do both sides of my chest first, and then I'll shift the anchor, and then we'll go into the stomach vacuum, which is a little bit of a bodybuilding move, but also good for body awareness. And I'm going to also incorporate breathing into it, so there might be some camera adjustments as I work with it. So, all right. I'm still pretty sore from Friday, so I managed to deadlift conventional, which is new to me. I didn't think I had the mobility for it, so that was cool, and I felt good doing it. I felt like I was able to get good back tension, but pretty much I did deadlift without straps, lat pull down, and military press, I think. Maybe, I'll have to check my notes. But that pretty much all three exercises follow that same like 15 reps on the first one, and then I went to like technical failure on the 12th rep, and then like the 7th or 8th rep on the third set. So as I continue to lose weight, but continue to progress, like continue to be consistent in the gym, I'm hoping for one of two things. One, that stays the same, or it gets better. Like I'm able to knock out more sets because I am getting stronger, which means that I'm losing some weight, but not necessarily lean muscle mass to maintain that strength. So we'll see what happens. But otherwise, so again, I'm starting up high, and then I'm pulling down to my opposite hip and controlling it back. And 15. So these exercises also probably have like 100 names. I'm calling this one like it's in the PT world we call these our diagonals. D1 and D2. And that this one is D2. So So I started looking through my exercise master list and realized I should probably print out the list and grab a marker or something, a pen, and just scratch off the exercises as I do them. I wasn't as prepared for this video as I would have liked to have been, so the fact that I'm taking it easy because I'm sore. I haven't actually eaten yet and it's like noon. I did manage to complete all my prep, so I still need to do dishes, empty out the dishwasher, finish laundry. I need to sweep and mop today 2 floors. So between me still recovering from my Friday workout and still having a bunch of stuff to do today, I'm like, you know what, I can take it easy. And so can you. So one of the benefits of working out at home again is that you can see you can see the muscles flexing or relaxing. So I can see my chest contracting well throughout this movement. Let's see. Oh, and also on Friday, because my hammies aren't as sore. So on Friday I managed to hit the treadmill. I did my 60 on, 60 off, and I was like, oh, you know, let me bump it up to 5.5 just to see how that feels. So I was able to complete 30 minutes of like 1 minute intervals of 3.1 miles per hour walking and 5.5 miles per hour jogging with you know, just a little challenge, nothing, but like I feel like I can probably bump it up a little bit. What I did notice though was I was starting to get that rib pain again, which has kind of given me issues in the past, and I realized something just clicked. I was like, my trunk just stays so still up here. So as soon as I let myself rotate through my thoracic spine a little bit, the pain went away. So in my mind, there may have been a block to movement for whatever reason. So just knowing that I can rotate through my spine to jog is good to me. And I feel like, you know, next week I might bump it up to, or next time I go to jog, I might do like 5.6 or 5.7, something like that. In my mind, I know I should be progressing conservatively, but at the same time, it's like, if I feel good and I recover quickly, just get back to it. Get back to that 7.5. So, we'll see what happens. Right? What I know I should do versus what I want to do. change up here, just so I don't have to change the anchor. That we're going to change it to a D2 and then a D1 pattern. Oh. Alright. So if you can hear that grinding in the of the handle, sorry about it, you know, it's new, hasn't been broken in yet. So decided to skip breakfast, you know, do a little fasting. Just to see how, like, what's my body doing, how's it feeling, that kind of thing. So right now I can feel my eyes are starting to kind of like get tired. So it tells me, you know, I'm probably gonna need some food soon, but and then tonight we're supposed to do, like, you know, date night together, so it's gonna be a little, we're doing a healthier meal, but still, like, I'm planning on eating a lot. Right, so D2 is crossing your body in, like, starting low and crossing your body. D1, you're gonna start on the same side and pull up. So for myself, since my anchor's high, I'm starting down here and I'm trying to pull down. Trying to pull down. Right, so for the first set, I had a 10-pound band doubled over to make it 20. We're gonna see exactly what I'm capable of. What I noticed with the deadlifts was that I do not have a good connection with my back. Like, upper back, I'm starting to improve on, but it's like more so this like mid back area that isn't as in tune with, like, I'm not as in tune with it. So you may see a little frustration on my face because I lose that connection, and you might have seen that, like, with me adjusting when I was doing the first one, trying to get that so that I was getting that more chest dominant work. But we'll see what happens. So, starting high. Okay. I think this should do. 2, 3. Ooh. 4. What I noticed was that I had let my whole thoracic spine, like, rotate, and I was so shifted, so I'm like, all right, let me, like, center myself up here. So, and that's not to say that you can't turn this into a more dynamic exercise by setting yourself up to make it more of a rotation-based movement. But for me, I'm trying to get more of that. If I make it more of a thoracic-based movement, I'm going to cheat, right? I'm just going to use my whole body to do it. So for myself, I'm just trying to feel like I can get shoulder blade, just basically this whole back quadrant to work better. Which is where I stand by the statement of, like, everything is a core exercise because you're having to engage through here to prevent yourself from moving too much. that's a good burn. All right. Ooh, that burns. So probably saw a little more shifting on the left side. And this is where literally I can't cue you through everything. Because sometimes you just gotta feel stuff out. There's a lot of common things that a lot of people share. But for me, I was feeling like a little clunk in my left shoulder as I was moving. So I was like, all right, what do I need to do to kind of improve that? And so all right, maybe I'm tilting a little too far this way. Let's stand up a little taller. And that improved it, I think. At least for those few repetitions. And then I was like, okay, maybe I'm not pulling enough with my shoulder blade. Oh, my back's gonna be sore again. Shit. So I know you just gotta play around with it, see what feels right, and it's a process. It's a learning process. You feel out what feels right, what feels wrong, and you kind of go from there. For me, I'm feeling a lot through kind of just basically everything around the shoulder blade, because I'm getting a stretch up onto that shoulder blade, and then when I'm pulling down, pulling in the crown, so I'm getting a little bit through here as well. What else? Oh yeah, so the fact that my back may be sore again tomorrow, which I'm not mad about, is I'm supposed to squat tomorrow. Excellent. So I think tomorrow's going to be squat, row, and bench. So I may be going through a similar struggle tomorrow in terms of finding that good back contraction, especially if I'm still a little sore. Like when you're uncomfortable, your body wants to cheat. Three, 4. Step out a little bit. 5. 6. 9. 10. 11. 14. 15. Whew. So I'm terrified of 2 things right now. One, that thing snapping on me, and me making like a bloopers video about it and ending up on some like exercise fails page. So the second one is easily avoided, right? Don't upload it. But I really don't want to redo this video. So it's kind of like, do I risk internet shame or do I just go for it? We'll find out. What's also nice is that with bands over like the cable machine is that you can reduce the difficulty just by stepping closer to the anchor, right? Takes a little more tension, takes that tension off. So I'm still shooting for about 3 sets of 15 of everything. And admittedly with me talking, it's kind of extending the video artificially. I might not take as long of a rest break when I'm at the gym. Heart rate's apparently up in the 140s, so that's grand. So I'm still, right, I'm getting a nice little muscle burn, but it's not overly difficult. Stepped on the scale this morning, and like typically I've been like the 170, I'll say high 173s to 175, around 18 to 20% body fat. Today I was a solid 175, and the scale was telling me like 16.8% body fat, and I'm like, I don't think I've lost 2% body fat yet, as much as I would like to have said that. Yeah, so the process is still ongoing. I mentioned probably in the last video that I made that I went from burning like 3,200 calories average a week to 34 just by starting to go to the gym, exercising 6 times. I'll say about 6 to 7 days, or 5 to 7 times per week, because sometimes I film a video and then I go to the gym after that. That's kind of intermittent, so I can do so I can film 3 to 4 videos a week, so I can upload twice a week, so that I constantly, if I decide to take a vacation for 2 weeks and I don't film anything, right, I'm not like behind. I can constantly have those videos continue to be uploaded. What am I stepping on? It's a sticker. So that's what I was gonna go with next. I do wish I had a lighter band, and I know I could just drop this to get rid of one band, but then it's like, okay, I'd have to step out further to get any resistance. So if you want to use this as a warm-up, start with your feet. Can you feel the ground? Do you feel like you're gripping the ground with your feet, that you're stable there? Are your ankles kind of floppy? Are your toes just a little tensed? From there, you may notice that as you do that, you're kind of turning your feet out, so you increase that inner arch of your foot, and as you do that, you may feel your thighs tense. As your thighs tense up, squeeze your butt. As your butt squeezes, you may feel a little kind of concurrent core activation from there. See if you can't keep that, and move through. You may find that it's hard to think about all of these muscles working at the same time, but that the movement up top is significantly easier. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. All right, the same process. Get the toes planted, root the feet in. Squeeze the thighs, squeeze the tush, get that core activation going. Alrighty. So there's all that done. So getting whether it's, muscle activation, body awareness, or like plug the energy leaks, the idea is your body wants to transfer power. So if there's something that's lax, that shouldn't be lax when you're working, it's going to cause you to lose energy, which could be directed elsewhere. So that idea, like when you jump off the ground, you go straight up. When you're on a canoe and you're rocking back and forth and you go to jump off, well, some of your force is going to be directed elsewhere because you're pushing into the boat and you're pushing in a different direction than you want to go, so you may not go as far. So if you can, you try and mitigate that. All right, next one we got for you requires a camera adjustment and a little tilt down. I think we need just a touch higher. All right, so this is the stomach vacuum. It's a bit of a bodybuilding move, right, to show how lean you are. And really, it's just you just suck in your gut. We're gonna do it in 3 positions. In regard, just by kind of like potential difficulty levels of each person or things that you can do. So I might actually do 4 of them. Standing, tall kneeling, or well, the idea stays the same, so we'll kind of play around with it. But it's like, yeah, you can do it in this position, you can do it in a lunge with your arms overhead, when you're in a tall kneel with your butt off your heels, or when you're sitting on your heels, or when you're just lying flat, or after sitting cross-legged, or lying flat on your back with your knees straight, knees bent. The exercise is the same, it's just the position you do it in. So I'm going to start with the hardest one. Oh. All right, so here, the stomach vacuum real easy, just trying to suck it in. And breathe. as a standing position, so I decided to hold it for a minute and breathe. That's where I'm at. The standing one was actually a pretty decent challenge for me. So I'm going to transition into tall kneel. So trying to breathe naturally while you hold that stomach vacuum so you can get that lower core engagement while still having your diaphragm do what it needs to do. I call it a stomach vacuum. I am sure that there's 100 different names that it goes by depending upon the sport, activity, practice, art, whatever you want to call it. Maybe it's also called a hollow hold. I don't know. It goes by probably goes by many names. So, but the focus I have on it is being able to maintain that vacuum while you breathe. All right. So moving on to the floor. So you've got tall kneel, toes up, toes down, kneeling, toes down, or toes up, whatever. Ooh, that feels good today. So nice little plantar fascia stretch, foot stretch if you need. Do what you need to do. Find the position that's most comfortable for you. I'm probably going to do foot flat and just kneeling. While that foot stretch feels good, I'm trying to focus my attention here necessarily and not my feet. I don't want that extra distraction. Here we go. Dismiss, cancel. So kneeling was much easier. Oh yeah, much easier than standing. So I'm going to do it in sitting as well, and then we'll do it in laying. What I have I think I mentioned it in the previous video. My right hip flexor, or I have that general right-sided compensation in my hip, where my hip flexor kind of overtakes my right abdominal. So I do feel more tension on this right side when I go to do the stomach vacuum, so that's interesting. Since we're coming up on, I'll say 37 minutes with me talking, what you could always do is, you can do more sets of this at the gym. That, like, let's say today you decide to do exactly what I did, where you do the cable fly, or the cable diagonals. So you do right arm, left arm, minute hold, and that's your break before you move back to right arm, left arm. So you end up doing 8 sets total of the stomach vacuum. Or if you want, you do like a minute before you start the diagonal, then you do a minute in between, transitioning from the kind of the chest base movement versus the back base movement, and then you do another set or two at the end. Lots of ways to play around with it. So if you're following along with how I'm doing it, grand. All right, so here we go. In sitting, my final set will be in laying. I'm just gonna take like a minute-ish break maybe, grab a little drink of water. It's apparently coming up on 1 o'clock already. Yeah, and I still got a little bit left to do in terms of chores for the weekend. So don't want to dilly-dally too much, and I'm getting hungry, so which is good. So I managed to get through pretty much this week without quote unquote cheating too much. I had one of my friends she and her husband have created, or her husband and she, whatever, have created a bourbon review based channel. 2 Drams are better than one. They're on TikTok and Instagram, so go follow them if you enjoy your whiskeys, bourbon, scotches, all the good stuff. So they did a quick random little live event, so I did I had a beer and a shot with them last night. So but the rest of the week my meal plan I feel like worked for me in regards to I ate when I was hungry and I was full after. Could I have always it's like yeah, that sensation of wanting to like be topped off. So but we'll see how this week goes in terms of again weight loss and all that other good stuff, and so far I'm not planning on making any more adjustments. Alright, last one. So again, if you're following along, you're welcome to kind of do the same positions I'm going through, or you find the one that works best for you. Good. All right. So, oh hell, the biggest I do want to emphasize that this is not necessarily a core strengthening or core developing exercise, but it is good for body awareness. Just how does it feel? Like, are you able to differentiate your core from your low back, from your breathing, just so that you're not compensating on a regular basis? If you have stuck around this long, good job. I hope you did part of what I did, or you did your own thing. I hope that you just did a little movement today. Comment, like, share, subscribe, tell me your story, your successes, your failures, your questions, all that good stuff. I'm here. Till next time, folks. Good work.